On the other hand, if your VSO sucks, well, you're back in the pool with the rest of us, right? One of my, I'll say acquaintances, he is a retired rater who taught other raters. He's now a VSO, right? So imagine if you have that dude as your VSO, like you're set. So I think having a rock star VSO, and I'm not talking about someone who's going to file claims for you, okay? When I was still in the Marine Corps. I went and spoke to the VSO, a county VSO for Virginia on Quantico. I walked in, and the first thing he said was, "Hey, what do you want to submit?" I was like, "I don't know." Like,
hey, you tell me.
What do you mean?
Right.
He's like, "Well, what about tinnitus?" I'm a Waterman, okay? Multiple deployments, been to places. I've been to many countries, okay? I have no idea what tinnitus was at that time, and so you don't know what you don't know. And that VSO filed 3 claims for me. It was tinnitus, my left wrist, and then I want to say mental health. That was it. And I was like, hey, this is a win. Let me go back on my day, right? It wasn't until I learned the process that I was like, dude, if only the VSO would have taken 10 minutes and just walked me through, hey, do you have flat feet? Okay, do you have ankle pain? Do you have knee? Like, no questions were asked there. And I think veterans put their trust, rightly so, into the organizations that are meant to figure you out. The issue is they're not figuring you out. Okay.
Right.
So why wouldn't you? I think you have a rock star VSO. The second category, I would say you do have the time and you're able to learn the process. You don't have to know the Terra MUCMI 38 CFR code for presumptive countries for MUCMIs and undiagnosed illnesses. That's not what I'm saying. When I say understand the process, I mean as it pertains to you. Right. And then a part of that, it also means what can you claim? Because if, again, I didn't know what tinnitus was, right? And so if you don't know what the heck is going on with you, you're not going to submit that claim, and then you're really not going to be compensated. And so those are those who would not use a company. You have a rockstar VSO, or you just know everything, right? You know everything as it pertains to you. I think when is the line crossed when it's like, okay, you know what? I need some help. And to be honest with you, you don't know. Okay.
Right.
I think when you don't know, so instead of, we just had someone on their BDD claim. I always ask a questionnaire for BDD people. I'll say, hey, what are you planning on submitting? The person said tinnitus, hearing loss, hypertension. That was it. They were, I want to say, Air Force for 8 years, active duty. They were going to submit 3 claims. And I was like, okay, sure, we can. I mean, you can do that. We'll look at evidence, but have you thought of, and I just listed maybe 50 conditions, really just going from head to toe in a very general sense. And his response was, no, I haven't thought of that. And I know why. It's because that's not common knowledge. Like, you're not thinking of, hey, I have sinus issues, right? I don't know if my voice sounds weird right now, but I have sinus issues right this second. You don't think of sinus issues being compensable in a VA rating perspective, right? Not to mention, I know that person probably thought his hearing loss was bad and his hypertension is bad, so he's going to get a high rating. But we all know he would have got 0, 0, and 10% for tinnitus, assuming they don't change it immediately, right? And so I already knew, he's active duty right now. Had he continued down his path, he would have came back with a big fat 0, 10 at the most. And you already know VA sucks this, VA sucks that was immediately going to follow, right? So I think, why would you? It's, you don't know what you don't know. All right. And I know I talked about increases, secondaries, denials, new claims, and presumptives and Terra claims. That is a very general process. Like, the meeting we have with you it's going to analyze every single aspect of your claim situation. And to be honest with you, you're not going to need any other service after a one-on-one, because you're going to get a document. It's your forever document, and it's going to go over everything you need to know and show you everything all at once. Anyways, that is my why would and why wouldn't. Okay. And an issue that we're running into, and I'm just going to kind of be a little transparent here, Jason. An issue that we're running into with evidence-based VA claims is we're not going to charge on future benefits, or at least we haven't done that yet. We don't know what the future looks like, but I can tell you right now, it's not going to be 5 times the increase ever. And I think legislation is really going to drive that home. And I want to give a warning out to people. Okay, let's say you want a VA claim company help, but you don't want us because we suck. Whatever your thoughts are on us, whatever. Okay, let me tell you what you don't do. You don't give anyone your login credentials for VA.gov. You don't give out your PII. We ask for decision letters. It's going to say be redacted. Put a sticky note over it. Do something. Don't let people complete VA forms for you. 526 EZs for initial claims, includes increases as well and secondaries. 0995s and 0996s for supplemental appeals and HLRs. Do not let anyone complete those forms for you, because fraud is fraud, right? And are companies on the hook for fraud right now? Yes. A company just got indicted like last week for submitting fraudulent claims. And although the company is going to pay and answer for those, there is fault on the veteran level as well. So those are just things you should think about. Okay. Yeah, that's you're muted right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's solid. So I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's tempting for the sake of ease, and I don't need to do anything, and everybody else. I will say that with the amount of concern and eyeballs on fraud, waste, and abuse within the federal government, now's not the time to for the sake of ease, be involved in anything like that, because the next thing you know, your claim is getting scrutinized, and that is not a place that you want to be in. Because look, a 10% drop over the course of many years, right? Let's just say that, they did. Then let's say you don't go to jail or anything, right? But they're like, hey, we're reducing your claim because this doesn't look right, right? So I mean, just at the very basics of you're not legally getting, which could happen. But let's just say the VA just goes, you know what? We're just going to reduce you, and now you owe us whatever, $500 a month times the last 7 years. Nobody's prepared for that. Nobody is ready to pay out tens of thousands of dollars at the drop of a hat. And the VA is not very when the government wants their money, they get it. Just don't do it. What we are about is setting you up for success. Really taking the time to go through your specific situation, bring to light things that you might not be thinking about, like what you had mentioned, Clay, which is awesome, to really open up the mindset, let you figure you out, show you everything that you need to do, essentially teach you how to really fish yourself. And the value and the amount of effort and time spent is invaluable. This is stuff that you will be able to really make the right moves with your claim, so you can ensure that you are being properly rated by the VA. And that is the end goal, is making sure that you are properly rated for your conditions. Back to you, Clay.